Welcome everyone, I'm Shadow Writer, and writing is hard. Writing someone else's book is even harder, and writing a Game of Thrones is nigh impossible. Two skilled writers failed when trying exactly that. So how could I possibly succeed? I probably won't, not without doing the right research. To begin, this video will contain light spoilers for the book. I will be covering a lot of questions I plan on answering within the series, and these questions might give away information that you wouldn't want spoiled. If you haven't read the book yet, which I really recommend you do because the books are incredible, stop watching right now. Here's your spoiler warning. The thing is, when writing this book, I'm at a huge disadvantage. I want to create the most accurate version of the Winds of Winter as possible, the problem here being that George R. R. Martin, like any good writer, has been expertly hiding a lot of information, and we simply do not know everything that was going on or has happened. Take, for example, the Quentyn quest. Doran Martell, the leader of Dorne within the books, sends his son Quentyn on a ridiculous quest with around 0% chance of success. This seems to be a quest where Doran knowingly sends his own son to his death. There are a lot of unanswered questions to be asked here. Why does Doran send him? We don't know. Why doesn't Doran help his son with his quest? We don't know. Why does Doran send him with the Ironwoods of all people? Did Doran know that he would be sending his son to this death? Then on the Quentyn side, why did Quentyn accept this? Why did Quentyn think this would even be possible? And most importantly of all, is Quentyn even dead? We simply do not know. This is not the only place where the questions are more numerous than the answers. The Reeds, the Tower of Joy, the High Towers, Bloodraven, Quaithe, everything else surrounding Doran Martell. There are near endless questions to be asked, and if we do not know the facts surrounding these events, how could we possibly predict their future? We can. We need to know what Bloodraven wants if we are going to try to predict what he's going to do with Bran. We need to know what the Hightowers want if we are going to try to predict what they're going to do with Sam and Euron. That is where lore comes in. The point of lore is to attempt to find answers to these questions and to attempt to establish what these mystery characters want and what actually happened at these mystery events. We are going to be doing this by analyzing everything we're told within the books and using this to craft reasonable theories concerning everything that has happened. We are going to go over each of these big mystery events and also a lot of smaller ones. Take, for example, who killed Balon Greyjoy? What actually happened at the tourney of Harrenhal? What actually happened at the Purple Wedding? Who do, say, the Royces support in the Game of Thrones? Or the Danes? Or Bravos, for that matter? As established, there are near infinite questions to be asked. Now I want to make one thing clear. We are going to assume the main series, A Game of Thrones, A Clash of Kings, A Storm of Swords, A Feast for Crows, and A Dance with Dragons, are all canon, of course. The same goes with A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms and Fire and Blood, though these will be taken with a grain of salt. The world of Ice and Fire will also be used, though hopefully a bit less and with a bit more grains of salt. Lastly, the show will be used only for reference material, so pictures, artwork, basic ideas, and the first 4 seasons in which George R. R. Martin was present can be used on hints on what George R. R. Martin may have been planning at that point in time. Take, for example, Quaithe drawing Valyrian glyphs to protect travelers. But of course, these will be taken with huge barrels of salt. These are extremely unreliable and cannot be used as a basis for any theories. Winds of Winter is a continuation of the books first and foremost, not of the show. As to the world of Ice and Fire, it gives us a lot of information we would otherwise have no way of knowing. Still, there are contradictions between the original series and the world of Ice and Fire. George R. R. Martin has often stated that the original series trumps the world of Ice and Fire if there are any contradictions, which means, at least to me, that there could be contradictions within the Winds of Winter. And of course, I will do my very best to avoid any new contradictions, but if it cannot be avoided, so only as a last case scenario, I am somewhat willing to ignore the world in Ice and Fire. Mentality George R. R. Martin also seems to hold. To get a bit more specific on my plans, I'm going to try to answer 3 questions about every major character and organization. What drives them? What are they trying to achieve? how will they achieve it? In other words, what are their motivations, goals, and plans? We'll be answering this completely based on their past action. There is one problem here though. Some of these actions will be part of their plans and some completely coincidental. Take Littlefinger for example. During his reign over the treasury, it went from completely full to completely empty. Some would say this is completely coincidental and had nothing to do with Littlefinger, while others argued that this is part of Littlefinger's master plan to bring the entirety of Westeros into debt problems. That is undeniably what happens, and Littlefinger benefits from it, though if it was Littlefinger's doing or someone else's, or just coincidental, is unclear. When it comes to events, things are often a lot clearer. We often know exactly what was going on and why things played out the way they did. Still, sometimes the events, or at least the versions of events we are told, make near zero sense, or they could be understood a lot better with other explanations. Take the Pink Letter, for example. What is going on there? Who wrote it? And why? We're told Ramsay Bolton wrote it, but there are a lot of problems with that theory, and undeniably it had a huge impact on Jon's story and the story in the North. We need to understand what is going on with the letter if we are going to try to understand the political situation in the North at the time of Jon's stabbing. All these questions need to be answered if we ever hope to write a good fanfiction of the Winds of Winter. So in Lore, we'll analyze all the possible ways an event could have played out, or possible motivations that a character might have. Then we'll choose the one that, with the facts presented, seems the most likely. If these facts presented change by, say, another sample chapter being released, or if I miss some vitally important detail, I will make a follow-up video discussing my mistake. Or if it changes the story entirely, I will re-upload the video with the correct content. Now that you hopefully know what to expect, when will I actually upload lore videos? As it stands, I'll be uploading one lore video every week, covering different topics each time. Because I'm still working on introducing everything, the first lore video will come out in 2 weeks. We will start our journey of actually writing the books with Sansa, or Elaine Stone as she is called at that point in time. Why? Well, because it's, at least to me, probably one of the most interesting yet separated storylines within the Winds of Winter. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. If you want to see other introductory videos explaining everything else within my channel, click on these links on screen. If you enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like. If you didn't enjoy this video, feel free to leave a dislike. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching, have a good day.